esteemed panelists who will be here also. They all are experienced IB educators, which I'll introduce you just now. So the presentation will be talking about IBDP program as a whole, and then how it can add value to your child's education and how it can train your child to be prepared for the life ahead. So there will be, this presentation will last for around 35 to 40 minutes. And after that, we will have a Q&A session also. So in case you have any queries through the presentation, please feel free to write it down. And then once the Q&A session is there, you can ask us those queries. Meanwhile, I'll request everyone to keep their mics on mute. And
Principal sir, you're on mute. Principal sir, hello.
So, okay. Okay. So good morning, everyone, and welcome to the IBDP presentation today. Basically, through this presentation, we are going to talk about how this IBDP is going to add value to your child's education and how it's going to train your child for the future ahead. And I have with me during this presentation an esteemed group of panelists who have a lot of experience with IBDP, and we'll be taking on different areas and our insights and sharing with you through the presentation. And once the presentation is over, we'll have a Q&A session, and during that time you are most welcome to ask your questions, and we'll be answering those. So I'll just start the presentation now, and let's for the next 30-35 minutes, let's pay our attention, keep our mics on mute, and let's go through the presentation. So I welcome all the parents and students. There are a lot of parents and students who have joined us, not only from our school, but also from our sister concerns, our associate schools, which are in Mumbai, Nasik, and I welcome you all for this IBDP presentation and orientation. So we are hosting it on behalf of EISB. EISB is located in Bangalore, and it's a very renowned institution. I'm Dinesh Bakshi. I'm the head of the school and the principal, and I'm going to take you through the whole presentation. I have along with me a very experienced group of panelists with lots of experience in education and with IBDP. I have with me Mr. Harish Luharka. He's the Director Academics with almost 4 decades of experience in education across multiple curriculum. And he is one of the mentors for the EISB IBDP program. I have also with me Dr. Vladimir. Dr. Vladimir is also a very, very renowned educationist, very experienced IB educator. He has been with IB for last 30 years now and has been heading schools in India and abroad. So he is an expert in IBDP, and I'm sure he's going to, during the presentation, he's going to share his insights about the IBDP program with you. Then I have with us Mr. Abhinav Avasthi, who is the IBDP coordinator at EISB. Again, a very, very experienced educator with almost 15 years of experience with IB. He's an IB examiner also and a business management teacher. I didn't tell about myself. I have been associated with IB for last 20 years now, and my subject has been economics and business management. And I've been heading the school for now many years now. So we are personally mentoring the IBDP program in the school, and we have a very unique insight about the program itself. So being hands-on educators. So let's go ahead now. So first of all, the question arises, what is IB? Now, IB is comparatively a new curriculum in India. When I say new, obviously it's not very new. It has been around for last 25 years in India. And earlier it used to be very limited to some major cities only. But now gradually, as people are realizing the value of IB, it's actually spreading across the country, and you have IB schools coming up in all major cities in India. So basically, IB, or International Baccalaureate, is a curriculum which is from Switzerland. It has its roots in the Scandinavian countries. And even if you today also you research, you find the best education systems, it comes from Finland and Switzerland and all those countries. So it has its roots there, and it was founded in 1968. It offers a range of curriculum from age 3 to age 19 years. So it has from preschool till grade 12, it offers a range of curriculum. Most of it are basically divided into 4 programs. That is the primary years program, the PYP, that is in the primary till grade 5. And then we have the MYP, the middle years program, that is in the middle years, that is grade 6 onwards till grade 10. And then we have the DP program, Diploma Program, that is for grade 11 and 12 in Indian context. And then we have the CP, which is more of a career-oriented program, which is again gaining which is a very new offering from IB, and it's gaining a lot of popularity gradually and slowly in the country. So obviously, what is the USP about IB? It is the best thing about IB. As an educator, I can say it develops critical thinking and independent thinking. So critical and independent thinking is the crux of IB education. Everything is hands-on, inquiry-based, and it has more than 5,000 schools across the globe in 150 countries. So it's widely present now. These are the 4 programs I was talking to you about: the PYP, the middle years program, and the diploma program, and the career-related program. Today, we are going to talk about the diploma program in this presentation, that is for 16 to 19 years, or we can say grade 11 and grade 12. So the main thing about IB is the learner profile. This is so sacrosanct in IB. It's embedded in everything we do in IB. These are the 10 things or the 10 skills we want to develop when we design any lesson plan in the class. And this is basically all the 10 skills which you will require in your life when you go to the workplace or even in the future. So basically it talks about being open-minded, caring, knowledgeable, balanced, communicator, inquirer, thinker, risk-taker, principled, and reflective. And let me tell you, these learner profiles are so sacrosanct in the program or embedded in the program that from the pre-primary program till grade 12, whenever any activity is designed in the IB curriculum, all these 10, we try to incorporate at least 3 to 4 skills in that particular lesson plan. So that's how this we can say that this program is a very result-oriented program, a very focused program where it talks about certain kind of outcomes, which actually, as far as my experience is concerned, no other curriculum talks about that. So that's something which is very unique about the IB education. Now, what is IB Diploma Program? So it is for grade 11 and 12. It is known as a Diploma Program. It has 6 subjects, which as far as 6 subject groups basically. And in that groups, you can take certain subjects as per your inclination, what you want to pursue in university or you want to do in your career. Along with those 6 core subjects, we have something known as a DP core. Now, the DP core has 3 elements in it. That is the TOK, we call it the theory of knowledge. CAS, that is creativity, action, and service. And then we have the extended essay. Now, these 3 DP core add value to the 6 subjects we study. So it makes your subject more, the curriculum more holistic, makes you more than just a literate person, makes you an educated person, adds value to your life. So there are a lot of details which we'll be going through, which Mr. Vladimir will be sharing with you once I come to that slide. Then there's another option in IBDP, that there's something known as IB course, which is also very relevant and which is also recognized throughout the world and in India also. You can do without the DP core and just take the 6 subjects, that's all. So that's known as an IB course. and IBDP core is not required for that. So some children who might be wanting to focus on the academics only and want to leave DP core, they can go for IB course, and it is accepted and widely accepted across India and in the universities abroad. Now let's go a little deep into the IB Diploma Program. So IB Diploma Program, as I told you, it's about the courses, the 6 subjects which you take, and then the core. As I told you, it's the extended essay, the CAS, and the TOK. So in courses, but what we are talking about the subjects, there are HLs and SLs. Some children want to specialize in certain subjects, so they can take the HL, the higher level. And if they just want to do a subject and they don't want to specialize in that, they can take the standard level. So 3 HLs and 3 SLs is the requirement. So out of 6 subjects, you have to take 3 subjects as the HL level and 3 subjects as an SL level. And then we have the core, we have extended essays, CAS and TOK. You get 42 points, that is 7 is the maximum you can get in any subject. So if you add 6 subjects, you get 42 is the maximum points you can get in IB DP program. And then 3 points come from the core. So total is 45, and that's the perfect score in IB. There are only 0.4% students in the world who get 45 score. So that's the kind of rigor we have. But there are children who get in India. A lot of Indian students get 45 score also. Now, obviously, it's a broad and balanced education. I would like to now call upon Dr. Vladimir, who will be sharing his insight into how the DP core works and helps the courses and creates a more holistic individual. So, Mr. Vladimir. Before that, sorry, I will just talk about the subjects also. So I have with me with Mr. Harish, who will be taking you through the subjects first, and then Mr. Vladimir will come and talk about the core. So Mr. Harish will be has a lot of experience with different curriculums in ICSE and in CBSE, and he's running a group of schools. So he will tell you how this choice of subjects is really giving you more holistic approach as an individual, as a person who can really, it will help you in your career and in your university education. So Mr. Harish.
Thank you, Mr. Bakshi. A very good morning to all of you. So, as correctly said by Mr. Bakshi, with my more than 40 years of experience in the field of education, life has given me opportunity to explore diverse curricula, whether it is state boards, national curricula, that is CBSE, ICSE, and in international, we have British curriculum, we have got Cambridge program, which is called CAIE, and then we have this IB, International Baccalaureate. What fascinates me most is IB program. Because through this program, the students, while they are doing their high school, they are actually learning and building in themselves a lot of life skills, which are very much essential to pursue any career very, very successfully. So IB offers 6 subject groups. The first is studies in language and literature. So like till 10th, every student studies English as the first language. So the next 2 years in high school, the student continues to study English A, language and literature. Then we move to the second language. Till 10th, generally every board offers a second language also. So here in IB, in Indian context, definitely Hindi is very popular. But then in international languages, foreign languages, we have French and Spanish. Now, if a student has already learned French up to grade 10th, then a student can progress vertically and opt for French B. But then those who are freshers, beginners, have no exposure to these languages in school, then they can still opt for this one of the language as ab initio. So ab initio is for the beginners and level B is for progression. Then we move to the third subject group, that is individuals and societies, where we have a range of subjects like business management, we have economics, psychology, information technology, and then we have environmental systems and societies. So now in Indian context, a lot of us, we want to see that when we are trying to pursue, say, something in commerce, we would also want to have accounts as a subject. So let me tell you over here that accounts is very much part of business management. And another thing is business management and economics. When you are opting for these subjects, like in any other curriculum, no prior knowledge is required, because IB caters to these subjects right from the basic level. Then we move to the sciences. So in sciences, we have physics, chemistry, biology, computer science, and we have again an interdisciplinary subject, that is environmental systems and societies. So environmental systems and societies is placed in both the groups. And then we have math. So in math, the new development that is there in IB is they are offering AA and AI. So analysis and approaches is meant for those students who want to pursue math as a major subject, who want to specialize in mathematics. It's a lot of theory oriented, and it is best suited for students who are pursuing engineering. And for more real life application based mathematics, we have applications and interpretations. This can be taken by students who are looking for career aspirations in commerce or humanities. So if you are interested in, say, actuarials or finance, you can go for AI. And of course, then there are levels. So when I am talking about math, there are 4 levels of maths you can see, that is AI SLHL and AA SLHL. So 4 levels of maths are there. So based on your skill and competency in the subject, you can be at whichever level you want to be. So that type of range is available in IB program. In 6th subject group, we have the arts, that is visual arts. So as a student is supposed to pick up one subject from each group, generally art should be picked up by students who are aspiring to go in careers where art is a very essential element and component. So basically, if you are aspiring to pursue, say, architecture, designing, fashion, interiors, then you should opt for arts. Otherwise, you can drop the 6th subject, that is arts, and instead you can opt for one more subject from group 3 or group 4. So those who are actually looking for commerce as their future, so suppose if you have opted for business management, then you can another subject you can pick up is economics, and you can drop visual arts. And then it comes to sciences. Maybe since you want to pursue commerce as a career, you can take the lightest one, that is environmental systems and societies. Or if you are passionate about computer, but computer science is much, it has got tremendous depth and breadth when it comes to IB computer science. So this is how, or those who are aspiring for, say, science as a major, in undergrad program, they can opt for any 2 sciences and take a drop from group 6, that is the arts. So this is how you have got a range of subjects, 6 subjects. Now another thing which is relevant in maybe in context of a lot of foreign universities, because that when we are talking about international curricula, the 2 most competitive ones are A levels and IBDP. So in A levels, you'll find that students generally specialize in 2 or 3 subjects, and then they, with the help of those 2-3 subjects, they go to some of the best known universities in the world for undergrad program. So in IB also, the element of just course is also available. So one can drop the diploma and just pick up the best suited 2 to 3 subjects, take certificate courses. With these 2-3 subjects also, one can get admissions in some of the good universities abroad. But in Indian context, because in India it is mandatory to go for a minimum 6 subjects, even for IB course. So that's it. And definitely we will take up questions. I'm seeing that people have already started putting in question where someone had asked, my child is in ICSE. Can the child pursue IB? Definitely one can pursue IB. From any curricula you can join, whether you have been in state board, CBSE or ICSE. Here is the chance, at least in the last 2 years of high school, you can experience the best, education system that is available in the world today. So generally, I keep telling people, if I would have a child who passes out 10th, I won't give a second thought. With me knowing all the curricula so well, my only option would be IB Diploma Program. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Harish, thank you so much for all this explanation. This is very, very important. And my child is in 10th and she is in ICSE board with Universal.
Yeah.
So I was just wondering that if she takes up the IBDP course, okay, will it be like she has to go abroad for graduation, or
It's
in
a very,
India?
So it's a very, very important and valid question that you have raised, and I appreciate you. Thank you for that question. So maybe I can take the question straight away if
Please.
Bakshi allows me, because we have slotted Q&A at the end. So what we can do is just take this one question, and then we request all participants. We understand that you are all anxious to know a lot about the program, but we are here to support you. So I'll just address that question, and then we will move ahead with Mr. Vladimir's slide.
Sure.
So, Mr. Raj Singh, this is a myth and misconception that one has to mandatorily go abroad if you are pursuing foreign education in India. It's not like that, because if you see, all these subjects have great relevance even in Indian context. So any university in India, because see, IB qualification is considered as +2 qualification in Indian context, and it is recognized by Association of Indian Universities, which we call AIU. Correct. That's why we clearly say in Indian context it's very much acceptable, and in fact some of the best. And now, maybe in your days, my days, we just had the state universities, but now in India there are a lot of deemed to be universities, like there is Christ in Bangalore, there is NMIMS in Mumbai, and then there is Ashoka in Delhi, and then Shiv Nadar, Symbiosis, Flame in Pune. So many, this renowned universities are there. And even if I'm looking at Mumbai, some of the best colleges in Mumbai, like say HR college is there, or St. Xavier's is there, NM is there. So a lot of good institutions are also heading towards the path of getting recognized as deemed to be universities. So these universities give actually red carpet welcome to students with IB background, because they know that these students bring a lot of value and skills with them, and they are the best suitable candidates for undergrad admissions. So a lot, I would say infinite opportunity is available even in India after 12. But the skills, the exposure that the students will get for 2 years, I would say you need not spend in euros and dollars, and in Indian rupees you are getting world-class education, which is equally acceptable in India. But in India, again I will repeat, if you mention, Mr. Raj, you mentioned IB course. There are two things, IB course and IB diploma.
No, I refer to the IBDP.
IBDP diploma, that is the complete program. It has got huge acceptance throughout the country.
Amazing. That gives us some. I'm sure. I mean, other audience will have the same query, because all of us are in ICSE and trying to move that different stream altogether.
So I would say you are a blessed. Your child is a blessed child, and you are indeed a very enlightened parent. That instead of engaging your child into any state board type of education, you give her national curricula, and from national, here is your opportunity to give her 2 years of international education.
Great. Now my second question. I'm sorry, I'm taking that up. Probably people will have more questions there on the same thing.
Sorry, Mr. Raj, I will interrupt. Sorry, please.
We'll have to wait for the flow will break.
Certain thing. So
no,
Harish,
I understand. So basically, my only question was very small. It was like looking at the current situation, okay, for the pandemic going on. if we need to, you are from EISB, right? So if we need to put that students in your college or school, okay, how is going to be? So you can take up this question once you are finishing your
Sure,
this
sure.
session.
We will take it.
The
Definitely.
current
Thank
situation
you
is
so much.
something which
Thank
is
you so much
important
for
here.
your patience. We'll surely take up your question. Thank
Sure.
you.
Harish
Thank
sir,
you.
thank you, Mr. Raj, and thank you, Harish sir, so much for sharing your insight. You have a wonderful experience across all curriculums, and thank you so much for nicely explaining to everyone. Thank you. So now we will be going to the DP core, and I would like to invite upon Dr. Vladimir, who is again a hands-on educator who has been teaching TOK and for many years as an educator and has been running many IB schools. So he'll share how DP core adds value to the IB curriculum. So Mr. Vladimir, please.
Thank you, Mr. Bakshi, and good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining, and thank you for your interest in the diploma program. Just to add to what's been said already, I really think there are many different programs that exist in the world in different countries, but I think that IBDP program is the most sort of encompassing program that prepares our young ones for the future. When we talk about well-rounded education, that's what diploma program is really. And Mr. Harish just spoke about all the 6 groups and various subjects that are offered through the diploma program. And the core, where we're looking at the slide now, the theory of knowledge, extended essay, and creativity and action service is often, well, that's why it's called the core, because it connects all the subjects. And as Mr. Bakshi mentioned, I taught TOK for a very long time, and I think this is the subject. The theory of knowledge is essentially like introduction in philosophy. It develops critical thinking. It develops ability to think and form opinions and look at the world and your place in the world and how things work and why we learn what we learn, and how all the subjects are connected between themselves. So we're not learn mathematics or science or English in isolation. They're all connected, and TOK, it's like a glue that glues all the subjects together. And the elements of TOK, they present in all the subjects. So that is why often TOK teachers, they could come, there's no such specialty as being a TOK teacher. So TOK teachers come from all the different groups. It could be your science teachers, your humanities teachers, your language teachers. Everybody has something to contribute to that. And it helps, it actually adds this world-roundedness to the student when they learn about the process of knowledge and how we learn about the world and what our place in this process. And often it helps students to own their own learning. So they start learning or continue to learn, not because somebody tells them, but they understand why knowledge in the world is important and what's the approach to it in this or that subject or various groups and how it all connects. Extended essay, it's the first step in preparation for universities. It's a mini research program. It's 4,000 word essay that students pick on any subject, any topic from any of the IB groups. It could be science related, it could be humanities related, it could be anything, and it could be lab work if it's in science and analyze of it. It could be analysis of a business case if it's business management or economic phenomena somewhere in the world, or a system. Could be absolutely, or a work of art or literature. So it's actually prepares students to do research, to determine what is the primary source and secondary source, what information is, even if we search internet, what information comes from internet that's legitimate and useful and could be considered scientific, and what's information that is just there and just that like anybody could put stuff in there. And so they learn differentiate between the different sources and apply them. And There's a format that they follow, and this is really, so the students, IB students, often when they go to university and start writing their first thesis or first work, they have quite an advantage in front of the students who haven't done this work because of this extended essay, because they have gone through the process already of research, compiling data, drawing upon the data, and coming up with results of their own research. And they have a hypothesis where they either support it or refute it, and so they go through the proper research, and it's done mostly independently, but of course under the mentorship of a teacher. So the teacher has a number of hours that's allocated over the course of about a year, a little more than a year, that they work with the students, look at various drafts, but most of the work is done independently, as it would be later on in their university career. Community creativity action service component is also important, because we want our students to be good citizens in the world, and we want them to be well-rounded again, and we want them to do community service and help the world in whatever cause that they may choose to contribute. So participating in CAS helps them to not only take part in various activities that of their interest, but also reflect on it. So the idea here is they learn how to contribute to the world, how to do things that are perhaps not academic, but they contribute to their general development as human beings, as citizens, as global citizens and internationalists as they become. The idea behind it, that they will continue to do this after they graduate from the program and go on in life. They continue to do good in the world. They continue to look after the environment. They continue to to look after the disparity in the societies that we exist. They continue to work with the various global issues that exist in their own country, in their own neighborhood, and worldwide. Pandemic now is happening all over the world, and it affects different people, different groups of people differently. And so many students are trying to do something about it as part of their CAS project. So that is why, in short, this is the core. And this is how it contributes to general development of students, because this is their last stage of education before they enter university and adulthood. And it's, again, we want them to provide them not only with rigorous academic knowledge in all the different subjects and groups that Mr. Harish was just talking about, but we also want to provide them with the core, with this very key issues and skills, soft skills, to go on into university and then later in life. Many students, and while this core subjects, as you saw on the slide that Mr. Bakshi showed earlier, it earns only 3 points as a contribution to the diploma. So it's not about the points, but it's about the value that it brings to general development of the students. And this is what makes IB unique. There is no other program that I know of that has this component embedded in the program itself and requires students to do it. So that's why I think, again, that's a unique specialty of diploma program, is the core, and it connects everything. So and also students, when they start doing this, they look at it and they don't know what it is, but when they come out on the other end of the program, they speak highly, because this is something they enjoy the most also, because how it's all connects everything and makes sense out of everything they do. So yeah, thank you very much. That's all. I mean, I can talk forever about this, but this is just in short to give you an idea of what the core is of the IBDP.
Thank you to giving us that insight into the DP code. Thank you so much. So now we'll go ahead to the next thing is about the assessments. Now, how IBDP is assessed. So basically, there is at the end of 2 years of studies, there is a sit-down examination, which has a weightage of around 70 to 80%, depending on the subjects. And also there is something known as the internal assessments children have to do, which carries, for different subjects, different weightage. It ranges from 20 to 30%. And this internal assessment is again a very unique thing about IB. These internal assessments are not just a copy-paste assessments like we have in other curriculums or handwritten one. These are proper research projects in every subject, and they are proper validated by the teachers who are teaching them. They are checked for plagiarism. You can't just copy and paste from Google and paste it. You have to do some genuine, authentic research in that every subject. And that IA is something which again differentiates IB diploma program from any other curriculum on the planet. So the minimum level point you have to get to qualify an IB diploma program in India is 24 points. So 24 points is minimum requirement to get in all the 6 subjects if you take. Now I have with me Mr. Awasthi. Mr. Awasthi is a DP coordinator, and he'll be taking you very briefly through the internal assessment examples of what kind of work children actually do in different subjects. So we have chosen some examples which I'm sure will give you a good insight into how IB diploma program internal assessments are exactly a great work, not just a copy paste or a formality. Mr. Awasthi.
Thank you, Bakshi sir, and good morning, everyone. I think the best part of IB education, we have already discussed about the core, but also one important element which generates curiosity among the students and lead them to apply. So the application of the knowledge which they have gained in class, that is the internal assessment. So through internal assessment, students apply their knowledge, what they have learned in class. And it's not that just a mere task or just a project report they have to submit. Actually, it's a deep involvement of our students. Deep involvement is very important in that and very crucial, because there are criteria on which students' involvement is also assessed. So just to take few examples, if you take an English example, there's commentary on global issues, interviews, anchoring, analyzing the effect of media. So definitely these are the issues where students would like to, he gets an awareness of what is happening at the global platform. What is my analysis? What is my point of view? So he develops his own perspective and definitely links to the real life. The second one, if I see the mathematics. Now, if you see the modeling musical chords, so someone who is playing music and relating it to a mathematics, having the BMI ratings to the wealth of a country. So you can see the range of topics. The best one is time taken for ice cream to melt. So, you wonder when a student eats ice cream, he is just wondering that how much time it takes ice cream to melt and what is the mathematical connection to it. So bringing your classroom to the real life, that is very important, or bringing real life to the classroom, if I say. Now, next one is physics. If you see electron, now charge of electron using a computer simulation or the best mathematical model to find out the expansion of the universe. You can see how the child is relating his physics knowledge or knowledge in physics to the real life. If I go further, we have business. Business is my subject, so I can talk about this, with deep passion. If I talk about the bounce scooter, second example, if I take the bounce rental scooters, now they are facing losses because of reckless use and fear or threat from competitors. So how they can, how the child can suggest bounce. You can imagine that at the age of 16, a child is suggesting a business that how they can overcome. And this requires very deep involvement. They have to, deeply study the whole, scenario, whole case, and then see the possible alternatives. The first one is, should Spanish tutors open online classes? Again, that is also one important thing. So, a child suggesting online lessons. So the child seeing all the perspective and then suggesting, meeting the owner, discussing all the perspective. If I go to economics, Africa's expensive border, this is about the free trade agreement. Again, the same thing, parents, that this is something, bringing the real life to the classroom. They are connecting what is happening in terms of the African borders, the free trade, what are the repercussions for the countries, African countries for it. Then again, the second one, if you see truck pollution, fine for heavy polluting trucks, again, the same thing. So the whole motto of this internal assessment, or whole objective of this internal assessment, is to bring real life to the class and generate curiosity and also develop deep involvement in the content. So thank you, Bakshi sir.
Thank you, Mr. Awasthi. So basically, parents, the idea is that in every subject you study in IB, you're trying to relate it with real world. You're trying to pick up some topics from there and trying to connect your book knowledge with the real world. And that's how every subject is very intense and beautifully gives you an understanding and gives you an opportunity to absorb the subject rather than just mugging it up and spilling it out in a 3-hour examination paper at the end of 2 years. So that's how, and it's an ongoing process which continues for 2 years of studies. And that's once you complete your 2 years of study, you're really a person who knows the stuff, who is not naive, who is just not just a raw product. You know, you are ready for the workplace. And that's where now I'm going to present with you a proper study, an authenticated study, which compares IB with A-level and shows how IB trains you for life and the workplace as compared to A-level. So this was a study which was carried out by ACS group of schools and in association with IB Schools and College Association. And this study, what did it come out with? So let's see. So first thing, it was there were certain parameters they looked into, and they said how different curriculums train a child for these parameters. So for example, encouraging independent inquiry. A-level, it was found that only is effective to 37%, whereas Diploma Program has 87% effectiveness in encouraging independent inquiry. And that is all because of the IAs you do, the kind of content you study, and so much of inquiry you do. So that's one thing. Another parameter which was looked into was developing workplace skills. A-level is a very, again, I'll tell you, I've been teaching A-level also myself. It is again a very much Indian style of curriculum only, a very rote learning. You just study for 2 years and sit for an exam. Whereas in Diploma Program, you are continuously doing research and IAs and projects and research. So obviously developing workplace skills, Diploma is way ahead as compared to A-levels or Scottish Higher or any other curriculum for that matter. Nurturing open-mindedness. Because IB is, you are encouraged to think beyond your boundaries, though you have to, think global and act local, but at the same time, you are studying across the globe, different areas. So you're open, and there's a, language policy in IB schools. You're talking about your mother tongue, you're talking about other cultures. So that open-mindedness which develops through this 2 years of studies is really, something which is very unique, which is not there in any other curriculum. Talking about developing self-management skills, because IB has so much of internal assessments involved in it and so much of continuous study, the child becomes disciplined. Self-management skills develop. And I can vouch for that because I am a parent of a grade 12 student who is doing IB Diploma Program. And I have seen, and he has studied IB in the earlier years also. And my son, I see him, he's self-managed. He studies on his own because he knows he has to complete an IA on a certain date, certain timeline. So you get those self-management skills, which are very, very useful when you go out in the world or the workplace also. And developing global awareness and connectivity. Again, as I told you already, so much of, you're doing real life projects that your connectivity is there. You can connect the concepts from the book to the real life, and also you're aware what's happening in different parts of the world. So that's where IB really scores way, way ahead of any other curriculum in the country or in the world. Now, this is something, another study which has been carried out, and it was done by the University of Oxford, and it says how that over a period of 2 years, children you see a significant growth in critical thinking in an IB student. So once you are in IB, you join IB, your critical thinking might be a little better than a non-IB student. But as you complete your grade 12, you are way ahead in critical thinking as compared to a non-IB student. So that's something which really gets the best out of any child. So So, and that's no wonders because of that. IB is so valued by universities across the globe, and India also. Let me tell you, as Harish sir has just now shared with you, that now Indian universities, these top Indian universities, are really, going gaga for IB students. They want IB students in their universities because these are the students who come with a research mindset, with a critical thinking, and they contribute to the research and the development in the universities also. So no wonders IB students are so valued. And there is one testimony, a short video I would like to share with you. It's from an assistant dean of admission of Stanford University, Deborah, and who is also a parent of IB. So let's see what she has to say. Sorry.
I do remember worrying about the rigor and was it going to be worth it? And I think in so many ways it has been. I think the changes I saw in my own child going through the IB program were primarily recognizing that he could do things that he never thought he could do. It expanded his way of thinking. It encouraged our entire family to travel more than we would have otherwise. His linguistic skills were really honed, and all of those things have come into play later on. So in ways that you don't necessarily expect, I think a parent can actually watch your child grow and expand in these many different ways that the IB promotes. Selective institutions, highly selective institutions like Stanford, perceive IB students as strongly prepared, capable, ready to take on the challenges of the curriculum that we offer. Our schools tend to have a higher expectation for students coming in just because the nature of our student bodies are highly prepared. And the IB students are among those who are ready to tackle whatever it is we can offer them in the very beginning. When we see an IB student's application, we light up, we are excited, we're looking to see how a student has taken on the IB. It's so individualized when you really get down to it. Many projects are self-initiated. Research is done based on things that they really care about, and that's an unusual opportunity for students in high school, and I think they can portray that on their applications. It makes them sound more lively. It shows us what's going on inside their heads. It gives us a sense of their initiative. The IB definitely has research, and institutions have done it as well, to show that there is a higher success rate of IB students in the first year or two of college.
So that's what this parent is all talking about, or also the dean of admissions, that it develops critical thinking, analytical writing skills, and a broader worldview. IB, now coming to the recognition part of IB is 100% recognized in India. And according to, if you just have to take a certificate from the Association of Indian Universities, and it gives you a +2 certificate equivalent to any other curriculum in India. So that's how, that is one thing. There are official documents on which are available, which shows that it is accepted by any university in India as a +2 qualification. Now, coming to how we implement IBDP at EISB, few things I would like to share with you. One thing about EISB is that because we have been associated with IB for so many years, we understand the nitty-gritties of IB, how IB can be implemented in its true spirit, and something which we have really taken care of while we were designing the program at EISB. So one thing we did was to monitor children's progress on a weekly basis. So we usually have a very short formative kind of test every week. So we keep a track that the child is on track and doing good in the academic part. There are small groups. We don't take too many students also. We have always limited seats. And that's where we maintain the ideal student ratio. We also have a very unique thing, which is very unique to EISB. We organize a bridge program at the start of the IB program. It's a 3-week program where we talk about different things what a child will need for an IB when we start the IB diploma program. So many children coming from ICSE, CBSE, state boards and all, they find it very valuable, because these 3 weeks we give them an understanding how the IB diploma program is implemented. So I'll come to it in a little more detail later on. And obviously our faculty is very experienced, something which we have never compromised upon. And all our teachers have tons of experience of teaching IB, not only in India but abroad also. That is another unique thing about our school, is we do boot camps for IB diploma program students, and that is something which very I don't think any school does it. This is something which came out of our ingenuity and thought process. So what we do is, we always feel that there might a child should not be limited to one teacher only. So there might be one teacher who's teaching your child, but before the exams, we try to invite the best teachers across India to come and visit our campus, stay here on campus for a couple of days, do intensive boot camps with our students. So these two teachers help the students with IAs also. They help them with their academics also, and we don't charge anything for this from the students. We feel it's our duty, it's a moral obligation to get the best teachers out there. So what happens is, when these experts come from outside, if there is some gray area or something which has been left out by our teacher, this is a good opportunity for the students to cover that area, and the child gets another perspective of learning also. So we call it boot camps, which are very unique about the school. Then we have extra classes post school on a regular basis. We have updates. We give parents DCU. That's a daily class updates. Every afternoon, you will get a PDF document where you will come to know what your child has studied today. What is the homework for that? This is something which very few schools do it. And extra classes on Saturdays also we have been doing on a regular basis, because it's an intensive program. We really feel that we can do really good justice on Saturdays. But Saturdays we don't just do it rote learning. We focus on career counseling. We focus on TOKs. We would focus on CAS and all those core components, where child can at leisure think about these creative program things also, and focus on their college applications. So this is what we do on Saturdays. This is the bridge program I was talking to you about. Now this program also, because many times students coming from Indian curriculums or state boards have no research skills. They don't know how to do citations. They don't know how to write a bibliography, how to do research. So all these things during these 3 weeks of training, we tell them, so that once they go to IB, they don't have a diploma program, they don't have any problem. We talk about the DP core, because DP is also very unique, the core part. We talk about CAS, we talk about the extended essays. So once the child is starting the formal program, they don't find any problems in understanding the diploma structure. And then internal assessments is also taught to them, how guided there will be deadlines, how they will have to submit their work, first draft, second draft, and all those things. And also career orientation. This is something where our college counselor is working very closely with our children. And I'll show you how our college counselor has helped our children to get into the best universities in the world. We have always been very supportive of our children, and we feel that deserving students should get some kind of support, and we do it as in terms of scholarships. Academic scholarship policies are there. We go to almost 30% of scholarships we give to students, and that can be continued to the next year also in grade 12 also, based on the grade 11 result. So this is something which we can share with you in more details. It is on our website also. Then we have the sports scholarships also. We not only just focus on academic orientation, we also we support children who are wonderful sports people, and there are at present many students studying with us who have got the sports scholarship, and that goes to almost 50% of the tuition fees. We also feel that we need to support the communities. We give sibling discounts. We have started a policy of helping single parents, especially the mothers, with some kind of economic assistance. Corporate discounts are there. We have a list of approved corporate list. Where a lot of companies, for example, we have a lot of parents coming from different corporates. We give them some concessions in the fee. We have a lot of respect for the armed defense personnel. We, on serving defense personnel, get 30% concessions, and gallantry award winners get almost 50% of fee concession. So that's how this is our endeavor to give it back to the community. As I told you, college counseling is a very important component of IB diploma education. We feel that it's our duty not only to see that the child is completing the studies and going out. Our endeavor ends where the child enters a good university, and that's why we do continuous college visits visits on in our school campus. Online webinars we have been doing for last 1-2 years. Almost 60 to 70 webinars we did last year only with top universities. So this is a few instances how children, university representatives come and our children meet them and understand what are the courses available. And that's how our children have landed in the top universities across the world. This is just a summary, few universities we have taken in the last 20 and this year also. Our children have landed in top universities, including the Ivy League universities, that Princeton, Brown, and Carnegie Mellon and all. So I have now with me one of our brilliant student, Sushma, who has got so many offers, and this is all because of the hard work which she has done and the support of the teachers and the college counselor. She has got a lot of scholarships also. So I would like to call upon Sushma Meriala, who is our IBDP present student, and share a little bit of her experience, how EISB has helped her, or IBDP program has helped. Yes, Sushma, please.
Thank you, Mr. Dinesh Bakshi, sir. Good morning, esteemed panelists, prospective DP2 parents, and students. To kindly introduce myself, my name is Sushma Meriala, and I'm currently pursuing the IBDP2. While the IB diploma is a rigorous and demanding course, I can assure you that it is rewarding. This program enables one to grow as a critical thinker with leadership and research skills. One key aspect emphasized is the development of a global world and to create connections, which is why in the beginning of my senior year, I was motivated to initiate the guest lecture series at a virtual platform. Scientists from NASA, International Japan Space Agency, and plastic surgeons from Imperial College London were able to share their insights toward career development at EISB. Thus, even during the COVID times, the IB teaches you to stay motivated and explore the core principles of the diploma. On the other hand, now that's almost the end of my admission cycle season, I'm extremely thrilled to share with you all my university acceptances. As Dinesh Bakshi sir mentioned, I attained multiple Ivy League acceptances, Princeton University, which is ranked #1 in the US News for all Ivy Leagues, Brown University, and Dartmouth College. I even secured a position in top 10 universities in the US and the world, such as UC Berkeley, Carnegie Mellon for Computer Science, UCLA, Washington University in St. Louis, Amherst, and Reed College. I was even able to obtain prestigious merit scholarships, Vanderbilt University as a Cornelius Scholar, Boston University as a Presidential Scholar, University of Rochester as the International Baccalaureate Scholar, which is given to the best IB students in the world, and Carleton College as the Star International Scholar. Please kindly note that universities highly value those international students who undertake the IB Diploma Program, since it's regarded as the most challenging coursework for high school students, and it shows colleges that you can overcome any academic context. Overall, I feel extremely privileged to attend EISB, as Mr. Dinesh Bakshi sir and Mr. Abhinav Awasthi sir are world-renowned pedagogical leaders and educators who are extremely passionate, and they genuinely care about every student's success. Once again, thank you for all your time.
Yeah, thank you so much, Sushma. Wonderful. We are really happy and pleased to see you going places with these top universities, and we really, feel you'll contribute to the world out there and bring laurels to the family and to the school also. Best of luck to you, Sushma.
Thank you so much, sir.
So in order to get into top universities, we also have tied up with SAT training institutes. because SAT is also highly accepted as one of the parameters of getting into good universities and colleges. We have tied up with people who can come and coach the students for SAT also. They are one of the top people in Bangalore. As I told you, you need to create profile, and as Shushma also shared her thoughts that you need to create a profile into getting into good universities. So for that, we have also initiated a wonderful program in the school. We call it the iCare, which works in different domains. It talks about myself, community, and to the environment. We have tied up with top organizations across the globe: Fair Trade, Plastic Free Eco School, Cancer Society, WWF Habitat, and Eat Right School. All these are associated with us. We continuously give our children the opportunity to work with these organizations and run the shows. Last year, in fact, obviously last year not much we could do, but before that, our children organized the Relay for Life in association with the Cancer Society of India. And Relay for Life is an event which is recognized throughout the world. So this was an event which was organized by the students, and it went on so well with all the delegates from cancer survivors coming and talking to the students and to the parents and all. So these kind of events are there, and that's only the way through which we can create a wonderful profile for our students and they can land into good universities. We are also a Duke of Edinburgh's Award Center, where again Duke of Edinburgh Awards has the same roots as the CAS program, because Kurt Hahn, who's initiated the on whose philosophy the IB Diploma Program has come up, is the same person who started Duke of Edinburgh's Award also. And this also focuses on developing some kind of a hobby, some kind of a co-curricular activity, some kind of a community service program. So this is something which also adds value to our students. This is a short video about the school, just a 2-minute video. Let's see how EISB adds value to the students' lives.
EISB is one place where parents can turn to for authenticity. We are a school that genuinely focuses on the 360-degree development of each student on board. Here at EISB, we strive at giving everything a personal touch. Our school offers 3 well-rounded curriculums: ICSE, IGCSE, and IB Program. Each of these curriculums is tailored by proclaimed academicians to meet the academic needs of every student. EISB strives at becoming an Apple-certified school, and we are proud to present more than 50 Apple-certified teachers who have incorporated 21st century learning tools in their pedagogy. Our teachers are well-trained professionals who have an eye for detail and talent. They identify the skills in every child they interact with and encourage the students to hone these skills, leading them towards perfection. Sports and co-curricular activities also form an important facet of EISB. Our partnerships with Expression School of Music and Performing Arts and Shamak Dawa's Dance Education have opened up newer avenues for our students. We offer a wide range of sports, including cricket, swimming, archery, and horse riding. Our school's cricket and swimming teams have made a mark for themselves in the sporting arena and have set a high standard among their peers. Our students are encouraged to participate in national and international level competitions, and regular training camps are conducted on campus. Our residential program is certainly a cut above the others and provides our boarders with a wholesome experience of a homely environment, but this with a multicultural twist. In a nutshell, we here at EISB are driven and motivated at creating a safe haven for our students, while they plunge into an ocean of learning and creativity, bringing to reality the ethos of our very foundation. Possibilities unlimited.
So this was just a short video about the school facilities and the way it contributes to the child's development. And we have been recognized again and again for the different awards, by different associations and different organizations. Recently, only these are the latest one. This year only we are the second best day-camp boarding school in Bangalore, Karnataka. We are one of the top leading, that was awarded by the Education World, a very renowned magazine in the education sector. Runners up as a leading residential school, that was by the Business World Education. And we were also recently facilitated by Manipal Education Group as the best school in sports and co-curricular. In the last couple of years, these are so many of the awards we have received, from British Council to BITS Pilani, and Education World and Reva University, Times of India and all. So obviously hard work has paid off, and that's why these recognitions have come by. Our boarding school, okay, now IB Diploma Program works very well with the boarding environment. The reason for it is because the child gets a proper balanced kind of a curriculum and understanding, growth, support from the teachers who are staying on the campus also. So the child doesn't have to struggle in getting educators or after school help also. So many students who come to EISD choose the boarding program because in the evening they get that extra support from the teachers, from the same IB diploma teachers who are teaching them in the classroom. So that really goes a long way in enhancing their performance in the exam. We have a weekly boarding option. We have a regular boarding option also available. We have a proper healthcare facilities on the campus with a proper in-house nurse. We have counseling facilities where we help the children if they're going through some kind of difficulties. And we don't leave them, free for any time during the week. Even on weekends, we see that they are engrossed in a proper productive manner. There are proper sports happening. There is a proper, weekend picnics are happening, or maybe even sometimes when festivals are there are, karaoke nights happening, pizza parties and all. So we really see that the children are busy while they are with us. This is the IBDP timeline now. We are doing our counseling for the students. Admissions are open. We are talking to students. 14th June onwards, we tentatively plan to start our bridge program, which I talked to you about. It will be a 3-week program. And then we will be starting our proper IB diploma program classes from 5th of July. So this will be the timeline for the timing. I end my session with a few testimonies from the existing students or students who have recently passed out from our school. They will share how IBDP has helped them also.
I am Shanti and I'm from Nepal. I have been at EISB since 2017 and deciding to pursue the IB Diploma Program was one of the best decisions I've made. The IB takes a new approach towards education and involves more practical learning.
Hi, I'm Suvi. I've been with EISB for the past 4 years now. When I was choosing my IB subjects, I was guided by the college counselor to choose the right subjects that match my career prospects and goals. So I'm confident now that I'll reach the college of my dreams.
Hi, I'm Mariam Mohammed from Nigeria. The IBDP at EISB taught me how to learn, taught me how to improve my public speaking skills and my debating skills. EISB is responsible for who I am today. Hi, I'm Tenzin. I'm from Tibet and I take the IB Diploma Program at EISB. My teachers are ever smiling and are always ready to help. They made me believe that no question is a dumb question and I have the freedom to clarify my doubts at any time. I don't take any tuitions outside as my teachers take care of everything.
Hi, I am someone new now, a student of Ebenezer for the past 10 years and pursuing my IBDP final year. Our Apple technology enabled classroom internet access helps us become independent learners and inquirers. I am sure that anyone who joins our fantastic IB program.
Hi, my name is Maria and I am from the Maldives. I joined EISB 2 years ago to do my IB Diploma Program. Choosing IB has broadened my horizons and opened me to new perspectives. My favorite component in IBDP is CAS. I love it because it allows me to engage with the community and give back.
So with this, we come to the end of the presentation now. Thank you so much for being there, listening to us. And I'm sure this presentation must have really given you a good insight into the IB Diploma Program. And now we are open to questions and answers. Questions, if you have any question which you want to ask us, please feel free. Please raise your hand. And then I'll pass, maybe I'll answer, or maybe I'll pass on to the panelists to answer the question. So, wonderful. Great. So I think most of the questions have been answered. Yes, it was a long and elaborate presentation. So I think there are no questions.
So sorry to bother you. There is Miss Deepa G, and she is asking a question. What is the difference in ESS in sciences and individual and societies?
Okay.
So we have a couple of questions in the chat box actually.
So, okay, so ESS basically is the same subject, but it is offered in two groups. It's the same subject. So there is no difference in the ESS, which is given into two subjects. It was shown in the two groups, but it's just an option for a child to take ESS either with different subject combination. So it is the same subject. There is no difference in the subject at all. Anything else?
Yes, sir. There is another question from Miss Bhavika Shah. IBDP, where in Mumbai, was we can take admission, and what are the fees for the program? And have heard it's a quite expensive.
Mr. Harish is there from Mumbai, so obviously he'll be the right person to answer this. Harish sir, please.
May I have the person who have asked this question on screen? Can I see her?
Miss Bhavika Shah. I'll just.
So basically, if there is a question raised, I want to see the member and then address.
So I think she has left the meeting now.
Better move to the next question.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Bhavika, is she there? Tisha is there. Tisha Shah.
Yeah, that's my daughter.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah. Can you repeat the question?
Yeah, I just wanted to know in IBDP what in Mumbai where we can do it, and I mean I just wanted to get the fees are quite expensive, and also I just was curious about it.
So in Mumbai also a lot of institutions are offering IBDP program. Like one of our school, if you have heard about the Universal School Ghatkopar, even that school is offering IB Diploma Program at a very reasonable, affordable price. So annual fee may range from the lowest can be say 4 lakh to 12 lakh is the range per year you can expect. And there are a lot of schools. Even if you will Google, you will get to know which schools are offering, IB Diploma Program. So our school that is offering is the Ghatkopar school.
So ma'am, you can get in touch with the Ghatkopar school and get the fee structure from there. And in case you want the EISB fee structure, we are more than happy to share that on email with you. Yeah. So no problems for that. But let me tell you this, I can vouch with my experience of working in various schools in India with IB schools. Universal schools and our school is one of the cheaper ones as compared to other schools. That I can vouch for that. No doubts about that.
So almost every city we have schools, whether it is Mumbai, Pune, and the best way to know the exact list of names is you can just Google say IBDP schools in Mumbai, IBDP schools in Pune. You'll get the entire list, and then through their websites you can get more information about the fee and the scholarships that are available.
So we don't have at present any school in Pune. There is a question here. At present we don't have any school in Pune, but we have school in Nasik and Mumbai. So maybe you can explore, and I think Aurangabad also we have a school, but that's not an IBDP school.
Yes. IB presently we are running programs in Mumbai and Bangalore.
Mumbai and Bangalore only.
Yes.
Anything else? Anybody has any queries related to the program? Good. So what we'll do is we will share the presentation with you all so that you can go through it. And our admission team will also share with you any further details. And then we can take it ahead. So there's another question when admissions are to be taken. So admissions are ongoing now. And we will, as I told you, we're starting in June, midweek. We'll start with the bridge program. So if before that we can clear the formalities, that will be really great. Wonderful. So, so I think we call it a day now. Any further questions, please feel free to respond to that email which came to you with the invite. We'll be more than happy in case we as a school cannot answer, and if there is anything in the Mumbai schools you want to ask, we will forward those queries to the relevant schools. No doubts about that. Thank you so much, everyone, to all the parents and the students for being here. Thank you, Harish sir, Dr. Vladimir. Thank you so much for being here. I know it's very late night in US, and you have been so kind enough to be present for this presentation. Thank you so much, Dr. Vladimir. Thank you, Mr. Awasthi, for being here. And Sushma, thank you so much, and best of luck to you. And thank you, parents and students, for being with us. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful day. Thank you, everyone. We are ending this session now. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.